Good morning and welcome to an ultimate news and current affairs program, your ultimate news and current affairs program, Politics Today, which is simultaneously aired on independent television and radio, where we break down the biggest stories shaping our nation. My name is Philip Omo Gupon. To Rivers State, where a deepening political crisis is fueling tensions, with militant groups issuing fresh threats. Tensions heightened in Rivers State as the dreaded militant group Niger Delta Rescue Movement warned the federal government not to withhold the allocation meant for the state or face a total shutdown or cut in the oil production. It also issued a directive to all non-indigenes to consider their safety and leave Rivers State as hostilities were about to escalate. The group also declared that except the federal government and all the players involved in the crisis do the needful by sheathing their swords, it would hit the nation's oil production if the allocation due to the state was not released timely. Well, in response, the Rivers State Police Command vowed to crack down on any threats to national security, insisting that no group has the monopoly on violence. The Commissioner of Police, Olugbenga Adepoju, assured residents that security forces were prepared to contain any disruptions, warning that law enforcement will not tolerate attempts to destabilize the state. What are the implications for national security, economic stability, and the future of Nigeria's oil-rich region? Well, buckle up as we analyze these pressing issues with experts' insights and perspectives. And I have guests in the studio, but before I introduce them, basically we expect that you also will churn your questions at us, or rather pour them at us in the course of the program. And we will be intimating you with the numbers that you will do that way. But we always advise that you are civil in your presentation. Quickly, in my guest in the studio, starting from my immediate left, I have a seasoned political analyst and also a human rights activist. Well, a political analyst, let's leave it at that. And he is Honorable Etiosa Igebo. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Good morning, viewers.
And next to Honorable Etiosa Igebo is a human rights lawyer. He's also a policy analyst. Alakwem Banefo. Thanks for coming.
Good morning, viewers.
Alakwem Banefo is also a public affairs analyst, and he has made a lot of comments that have sharpened the progress, not just of Edo State, but of the country. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And of course, beautiful to be joined again by another activist, although lecturer university in Abruzal University, Ekpoma, and he's also a political analyst and an economist. Ibrahim Momo. Thanks for coming, Ibrahim.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Good morning, Nigeria, and welcome to Politics Today.
It's been chaotic. It's been tornadoes. It's been what you can describe as whatever. But how can we allow the Rivers State people to enjoy the dividends of good governance? I'm not saying dividends of democracy, because we can't tell if we even have a democracy. But let's look at what is happening, starting with you, Etiosa. But you can pour your calls at us. We're going to be verbalizing the number on the screen. Is it 0807? Well, we'll go over that again when we have an opportunity. So let's get you. No. Let's get your thoughts on Rivers State, for instance. You know, there's been this militant group that have come up. We said it in your opening, and again, there seems to be some. There seems to be some nexus. I don't know how to put it, because even the governor said it, that it gets to a point where he will instruct the youths on what to do. And all of a sudden, we now saw militants popping up and saying they want to destroy installations of the oil industry if, given the demands of the Niger Delta, for instance, given the demands of the militants. So what do you see as what should be done, you know, in order for us to have a very sane government in Rivers State?
I think we are going to speak more on the issue, not the party disagreements or whatever they are doing as government.
Mostly as regards the militant groups.
Affects the Nigerian state.
Exactly.
I think there's a high level of ignorance. I think they say ignorance is not an excuse in law. You know, with all due respect to the governor of Rivers State, you know, I don't personally think that that was a good thing to say. With the governor using saying, they said, for you to be a good professional in anything you do, whether you're a journalist, whether you're a politician, whether you're a businessman, whether you're a social activist, you must understand the beginning and the end just before you start. To know the beginning and the end means that if I start this business, I will succeed because I believe I've looked at people who did it before. Just like my brother used the example of Monica Lewinsky to buttress and cement what is happening in the Senate. I think for Governor Fubara to make a statement like creating anarchy in a state, for instance, over issues to do with politics that is just seasonal. Worst case, 8 years you're gone. And to probably do something that will make the gullible fight and self-destruct. To me, it can amount to an act of treason.
Well, we did say whatever I said was an act of creating
I'm not saying
anarchy.
I said it could amount,
but we don't know. We don't know the import of that statement. Could resonate
you made the statement.
In different minds.
No, you made a statement.
And it could generate different meanings.
You made a statement, and then not the youth of Port Harcourt that has come up. A militant group is now saying, we want to make the country. Do you know what Rivers State will lose if you're destroying oil facilities? Okay,
but a lot of persons have said that there could be political undercurrents, there could be political influence, but we should allow that to settle. But let's see, because this is a state, you know, that govern people. And a lot of people, you know, if you hold the allocations of the people will basically have a very negative toll as a result.
It happened in Lagos.
Yes, but don't you see that as the need? Because if we look at what the country generates from the Niger Delta, for instance, and the militant groups, they already know of this. But the police, again, the commissioner of police already said it, that he's going to make sure that nothing happens, and he's going to make sure that every statement credited to the militants is going to make sure, they are going to make sure that they deal squarely with that. But do you see this as what will augur well for the state, for the Niger Delta, and looking at the lessons that will be learned from other state governments? How do you see this issue to be resolved amicably without all of these negative effects?
Yeah, the fact of the matter is that Rivers State, as a state, since the incoming of Fubara, have never known peace. And we cannot, let us not forget the genesis of this crisis in the Rivers State. In Edo State, we are lucky we don't have the same scenario in Edo State. The trouble with Rivers State is the trouble of godfatherism in politics. And this young man was elected as the governor of Rivers State. He became the governor somewhere along the line. Somebody wanted him to do his dictates, and he said, I was elected by the people. I can't do your dictates. And look at the people that elected me. I will do everything within my powers to ensure that they get the dividends of democracy.
Okay.
Since then, he has not had peace. Now,
yeah. Okay. Let's quickly take this caller. Good morning, caller.
Radio professor.
Go ahead, please.
Issue of a River State. I think it is time for us Nigerians to first of all talk to the APC that there was a country, or there is a country, that is why they have a country to govern. This is not how the people who govern this country before then, the PDP will cover this country. Mr. President, that is giving power to Nyesom Wike, because Nyesom Wike is not the minister of FCT. Maybe after governor now, he's nowhere to be found, so to speak, like Amechi. I don't think he would have had any power anywhere to be doing those things that he's doing, if actually he's the one that is doing it. So if he's not the one that is doing it, then let us look at the issue. Because the people who decamp in Rivers State, with everybody who decamp from PDP to APC, that matter, everybody seems to be sweeping under the carpet. Now that they have come back, are they back as APC or they are back as...
Thank you, Open Secret.
Looking at those matters.
Thank you so much, Open Secret. Okay, just as your name implies, Open Secret. You said there must be something secret between Natasha and, of course, Akpabio. So it should be open. All right. So, okay. Thank you. You ventilated your point. So you had the floor before.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that what happened in Rivers State is a problem with federalism, godfatherism in Nigerian politics. Again, an elected governor should be allowed to do his job. Somebody from outside the government house should not be dictating for the governor what to do. 2, when your neighbor's house is burning, do your best to see how you can help him to ensure that you put off the fire. I expected that the Southern Governors Forum would have taken steps to see how they can resolve the crisis in Rivers State. But I'm surprised that the governors from the south are keeping quiet because it's not happening in their own states.
Well, some have said that this is beyond being resolved.
I'm coming, sir.
It has gone overboard.
Yeah, just hold on, sir. Then, on the issue of, members of House of Assembly, the campaign from one party to another.
Okay.
With all due respect to the Nigerian judiciary, most often the courts are making different pronouncements. And most times when those pronouncements are made, somehow along the line, issues are being resolved by the party themselves.
Okay.
And so if the Supreme Court has made that pronouncement saying that they recognized members of the House of Assembly is the Amahule section, and as such that whatever that is activities of the other House of Assembly members is null and void.
Okay.
And as such that they have, restrained Rivers people from having allocation from the federal government.
All right. The pendulum will come back to you, but let's quickly get the thoughts of one of our callers. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning over there.
What's your name, please, and where are you calling from, and make your contribution?
My name is Toby calling from Uniben.
Go ahead.
There's something that I feel it is not normal. Natasha married from Kogi State, married from Niger Delta, married from Delta State precisely. Now Natasha is a senator. Where is he working for? Is he working for the Delta State or working for Kogi State? Let me clarify that one first. Because some people marry a wife from another state and they came back and go with the husband in the other state. When Natasha married from Delta State and working in Kogi State, where is he working for Kogi or Delta State? I want to know.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. You say your name is Nosa?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your contribution, but that's not what we're about right now. But good one there. I think you've ventilated a point. Thank you. Okay, let's look at your thoughts.
Let me just summarize.
You just have 15 seconds.
Yes. So having said that, there's a Supreme Court ruling that needed to be obeyed, yes. But these things wouldn't have all be happening if there was some level of sanity in Rivers State.
Okay.
And again, it's not good for our democracy. It's not good for democracy. Again, don't forget, there are some serving governors before now has moved from one party to another party.
Okay.
And they were able to finish their tenure.
All right.
And so, Rivers State should not be an exception.
Thank you.
And on the area of these boys saying they will do this or they will do that, well, it's a matter for another day, because we can't say anything now because nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. But I think the federal government and most times the Supreme Court.
Okay, you made a point. You made a point so that we can have another guest.
Nature of Rivers State, and be very careful about how they handled the case of Rivers State. In 1967.
No. Don't take us to history, please. Okay. Let's get your thoughts, Ibrahim.
Okay.
Because we want government in Rivers State to survive. And we don't know what's going to be happening in the future, because there are some that are saying that, well, can the governor survive this? Or could he be impeached? But let's look at the way forward.
I think that the use of whataboutism as a way of justifying illegality is something that runs hollow and something I disagree with. People have always held the view that the reason why Fubara is misbehaving, quote unquote, is because Wike is the one that Wike misbehaved before, or that Wike is the one disturbing him. The issue is about rule of law. The chief law officer, the chief executive officer, the chief security officer of Rivers State is Siminalaye Fubara as of this moment. How is it that Siminalaye Fubara is on a spree of illegalities? And the Supreme Court, even when the Supreme Court has even ruled on 3 core issues just 2 weeks ago, he's still prevaricating, he's still dilly-dallying about fundamental issues of law and principle.
Okay, in 30 seconds, what should be the way forward in order to avoid violence in Rivers State?
Point number 1
30 seconds.
Point number 1 is that the Supreme Court has ruled that Amayewule is the Speaker and the 26 members are still members of the Assembly until otherwise determined by the Supreme Court. Why is the governor still prevaricating on presenting the budget to the State Assembly? Point number 2 is that the Supreme Court has ruled that the election for local government that was held previously was null and void. He's now moving to further illegalities by asking unelected Hogarth, head of local government administration, to take over. Where in law, even when the Supreme Court ruled on this same matter, September 2024, where in law does it derive the powers to appoint individuals that are not elected to run local government? And point number 3 is that he may not realize it now.
Okay.
The violence that he is calling to, he is going to be the biggest.
Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning, caller.
Good morning, my brother.
Okay, quickly, your name and make your contribution.
He's automatically for way motors papers.
Okay.
It's very, very unfortunate and embarrassment to Nigeria what happened in the National Assembly. So that sent to make a lot of political Nigeria and go there, do another thing. It's very, very sad. And I don't feel it's fair that Natasha, being a senator, accused our state leader Abel or social harassment. They went ahead and suspended this woman without investigation. Which means the president is free. Or they don't even investigate, don't even this one is talking to you.
All right, thank you. You've articulated a point. Well, let's get your voice on this just in 10 seconds, Etiosa.
10 seconds? Well, it's okay. Well, one thing I want to say is that for people who are not politicians, with all due respect to my learned elder brother here, he will tell you that Wike is a godfather. No, it's not.
All right.
On the issues of River State, Wike has stood as a man. He was a governor. He had his own challenges. He has stood to support a candidate to become governor, taking it from point 1 to point 100, pretty much by himself. Wait a minute. And then again, the person that won came on board and said he didn't want people that supported him to come and play any role per se. That's what they were saying. I'm not too interested in all that. But if at this point, the same person, the Supreme Court has ruled that this should happen with the House of Assembly, the Supreme Court has ruled that that should happen with local government. Why would anybody not come here and say that it is not federalism?
Thank you.
That? It is
Thank you.
Big thanks
To you, Honorable Etiosa Igebo. Big thanks also Alakwe Mbanefo and, of course, Ibrahim Bama. This will bring it to a wrap. Do join us same time next week. I am Philip Omo Gyupo. Bye for now.